gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Welcome everybody back to Spinnerang, and we are talking about George Perez, Wonder Woman Run. And why? Because Wonder Woman is about to hit the States, and it's going to be one humongous superstar hit. So let's talk about one of the guys whose stories are probably going to be adapted for the show, George Perez.
Now, if
so
they
right
were
here,
adapting Perez's work for the movie, I'd be 100% behind it. They're not doing that, and that's one of the problems I have with it, because Perez's run was a solid run.
Yes, it
okay?
was.
It
yes,
was a solid run.
And I'd like to introduce Cal and Petey, Cal, what do you think about Perez's
Cal
run?
is over there.
Petey, what do you think about Perez's run?
Got him shook.
Yes, you do.
I'm a big fan of Perez's run. I hadn't expected it, but it was right in line with all the, we had, we had Dark Knight, we had Man of Steel, then we had Year One, and then we had Perez on Wonder Woman. It's interesting to see her experience the people in Boston. That's one of the parts where you see him start to find his voice as a writer and not just a plotter on the story. So it's like, she was just a fun character when he wrote her, and she seemed to enjoy flying. And there's a moment in the movie, I'm not sure they're gonna do it, but it looks like they're taking that Perez moment and just having that much fun flying. I think he also did that with Superman, but it's one of the things, a character that she didn't have. She had the invisible plane before that, and I liked the aspect that he added the flying to her character. And then as you just went along, I don't know. There wasn't many female comic characters that I followed, and that was one of the few that from start to finish I was reading. And then now I also look back, because being an art snob, Perez leaves, and I'm like, oh man, like I slowly stopped buying. And then I see one of my favorite artists was on there also, and then I think it was I forget her name, who does a lot of. But the story still held up past him, so it's just like, you should just stick with him. Get the writer you like, and he's doing the stories you want. Stick with him. Don't be an art snob. Stay with him, because it was a fun run.
I don't know, man. If the art isn't good, there's no point in
Chris
looking at it.
Marinara is one of my favorite artists. He does a cartoony style. They almost was covered by.
His last name is Marinara?
I think it's Marinarin, something like that. I can find it, but I think it's pretty much Marrinan. I think that's how I pronounce it. So.
Yeah, some of your pronunciations throw me sometimes.
Hey, what are you trying to say, buddy? But anyway, yeah, he's probably right. But anyway, don't you ever correct me. Anyway, even if you're right. No, you got to correct whoever's wrong. It has to happen. You need to know what the right way to do it. But he's a very strong artist, and is very more on the cartooning side. But those stories work. There's a cheetah story where they go to the Amazon. You see the offshoot of Amazon's in the Amazon. It's a fun stuff.
Well, I love the story, and I love his depictions of the Olympians and Ares and Ares, and how that the story went out. I thought that was very good, making him the way he looked with them without the helmet. What about you, Cal? Do you agree with us?
This was while I thought it was a very solid story, there were two things that just I could never get over the hump with when it came to it. As much as I enjoyed reading it, that was the depiction of Hercules, and the removal of Steve Trevor as a love interest. Because
I didn't find that a problem.
No, because you probably didn't read the stuff that came before, where Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor have this love romance going on. It's finally consummated at the end of the Bronze Age, and so I'm like, okay, fine.
Wait a second. I can't go. I'm putting a pin on that one.
We can't
Keep
go
going.
that
I'm
far.
sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no,
putting a pin on
we're
that
going to go
one.
beef bourguignon, but that one didn't happen, right? Okay.
I know. I'm saying it happened, but it was basically they were getting rid of her. It wasn't like a culmination of everything. It was like, let's wrap this up
Yeah, they wrapped everything
and get rid of it.
They wrapped that up, but they also wrapped up Superman as well. They had the whole, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow. That was supposed to be, okay, fine. And then we have that layover where there's no books coming out, and then okay, we're starting over. So since everybody's starting over.
It wasn't a layover. The Man of Steel was there.
We got to bring it back. We don't have enough.
They wanted to use.
Started.
They wanted to use Alan Moore. It wasn't a layover. The Man of Steel happens right after the man, whatever happened to Man of Tomorrow, and
Suffice to say, they didn't end it. Okay, they didn't end it. So
They
now
did
they're
end it.
But now they're
They-
starting again, like the same way they ended
did
everything
end it.
else.
They
So now
ended
they're
it and
starting
they ran.
again.
You know that they
They have the
they
problem.
struggle with
the
the
whole
character,
thing with Hercules,
losing
I just
the
didn't care
character.
for altogether.
Well,
And then they decide they're going to take
This is what
Steve
Perez
Trevor out.
brings
There's
out of
no
people.
love interest once again. Fine. If you don't want Steve Trevor to be the love interest, if he's just going to be like an avuncular advisor or something of that nature to her while she's in man's world, no problem. But then they married him off to Etta Candy, and I was like, he was with Wonder Woman, now he's got Etta Candy? And that was like some underlying
It's
stuff
not
going
the
over there
same
too.
Etta Candy though.
we
It's
got
not
it.
the
And
woo
then
woo.
there was the
It's
last,
not that
the last
one.
portion of
We
the last
gotta-
portion of they never gave her a love interest. That I'm saying from 1986 all the way up until the DC reboot, the New 52, she had no love interest at all. She was almost like a Madonna type figure.
I know.
If Superman was a
No.
Christ
We got-
figure, she was the Madonna figure. And that was the problems I had with it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you about our George Perez Wonder Woman run. I appreciate you guys coming back. Go
Brings
watch
out
the movie.
brings out the debate in us. You always did. Everyone's fighting over the stories. That's
Spin
what's
Rack
supposed to
out.
happen.
Exactly.
Diana and Steve Trevor, forever!